Good morning or afternoon, evening, depending on which time you are watching this video. In this video we will be covering KompoZer, which is a what you see, what you get web design software package. It's open source and is a very good alternative to Dreamweaver if you can't get the Adobe Creative Suite. Works pretty much the same as any of the other software packages, and we'll kick off with just having some simple folder structure. So in first level will be the name of the site you want to create, and underneath that I have a folder called images, which is full of the images that I wish to use within this package for this site. Now that's the start off point. Now this example is in conjunction with the web subject I'm teaching. So the idea is to build a website that looks like this. Now in the assignment it goes through and specifies color codes, font styles, and so on and so forth, but I'll just be going over the basics of how to make it and format it within this, and not addressing the specifics of that, but I will build a site that looks something similar to what we have there. So over here we have file management. On the left hand side in Dreamweaver, these two panels are reversed if my memory serves. So let's open a local site list. You can, if you were doing this live from a web server, you could access that through the world button next to it. So this is on my PC, it's in my F drive and Galaxy Travel. Here I can adjust the name and where it's located and the actual web address if I was going there, and this gives me some basic imports, the basic folder structure from that, and gives me access to all the images that I've already populated into that folder. What's on this side is the actual page. So this is the page that we're going to create. At the moment you'll see it's untitled, and it sits as untitled in the top left hand corner of the application as well. So to give it a name of the page itself, we basically do a save as and then give it a name. So this will be the home page or Galaxy Travel or whatever you want to create it. And now where am I saving that page to? Well, it's going to be saved in Galaxy Travel. So the first thing we want to do is bring in our header. There we have it. It's huge, and if we right click on the image, go to properties and then hit dimensions, we can actually adjust the size. So we can go in the custom and we can stipulate the size in pixels, or we can flip down and do a percentage of the window that it sits in. I'm going to go a percentage of the window, and alright, so that's 80% of the window that we have. It is currently sitting at left justified, and this works just like a word processor in this laying out tab. So just hit enter to carry on down and give us a few editing lines. Now, seems a bit strange to have our banner left justified, so I'll move it into the center, and next we want to be able to bring across our main menu tabs. Now we can just drag and drop the images in and use the tab key and things like that to lay it out, but a much neater way of doing this would be to use the table and just give me a spacing, say 5, and then I can drop them into the individual cells. So we can drop the image in there. So there's home, and we want home, fleet, destination and tours. So there's home, there's fleet, destination, tours. So next we can look at this from a perspective of properties. I'm going to cell properties. Now we can work on the table itself. Now at the moment we have a border being shown. I don't want to actually see a border around those tabs, so put the pixel borders as 0, apply that, and it'll disappear. Now I want to apply some sizing to, so we have the number of columns, and I want to put this as 100% width of the window, and the height probably about 2%. Apply. Now in the individual cells I want them to be about 20% of the table each. So that's only applying to there, but we can apply it to all and go back to our properties, 20% of the table, apply, and we can change the alignment and that hasn't applied it to all of them, just to be annoying to me. Alright. So let's go through and do it manually. So the cell, I want it 20% of the table, center justified, and in the middle. Here we go. rinse and repeat for each one. You should be able to just do it with highlighting it, but it seems to be problematic for me. So I should be able to table, put it in the center of the page, and apply the selection to the row, or current changes to the cell, 20%, middle, apply, next, 20%, table, center, middle, apply, next. And next. Alright, so if these are 20%, that means that last cell will be 20%. I want that there as a spacer so that, you know, I can apply the right hand menu down through there without leaving that center space available to us. So that's how you can use cells and tables to help you lay out the page itself. Now if we save that, you're going, well, how does that look? If we come into the Galaxy tab, we now have a page that we can open in our browser, and we can drag our browser in, and there it is. So we can drag, notice how it adjusts and resizes based on our browser size. So this is a good way just to keep track of the changes and how they look, and do it via multiple browsers, because some browsers will display things differently. So underneath that, now you can just put in your images and your text straight there, or knowing that we have elements to add in, such as the main body of the page, menus on the side. Like we've got menus to add here, so you can do things such as add multiple tabs. Like you could put another table in and say, I want this table, say 3 lines down, 3 across. Okay, now this cell here, on this row, I'm going down the column, the width, I want this to be 20% on the right maybe, or make it smaller, say 15%, and might be wanting them left justified in the cell. And do that for each one. Alright, so you can drag it out and change these and add and subtract if you need it, using the buttons and the arrows on each of these. Now I only really need 4. I need this left one and 2 for the center. Oh, actually I only really need 2 down and 3 across. Alright, so why do we, no, I got that around the wrong way. I need 3 down and 2 across. Okay, so this cell here, I want that to be 80% of my width, and I want it to be center justified. And that one, you don't need to specify because it'll be whatever is left. Okay, so this one here, I want to give a percentage and say that's going to be 90% of my table, and it's going to be left justified or height. So apply. So what we can do there is put our main welcome image in. There it is there. Or we could decide to do it another way without having those images in. I think we'll just do it there. Alright, so over here we could have the side menus, which would be our main menu, our contact and sitemap. And they seem to be very large icons compared to here. We don't need them that big, so if you look at the image properties, you can see 97 by 36, and here they're quite a bit larger. So we can actually bring them down to say 250. Now you notice it keeps it in a ratio. Which brings this back to a more reasonable size. And you'll notice that they give us a padding to the end. Now, the other thing we could do, because we don't have the spacing there, we could, instead of specifying the pixel size, again, percentage of the cell, 80% by, this is in the cell. So you can just play around with it. I'll just leave it as set size. And put my text in, welcome, center justified. I want to make it the heading, and it's bold. I can specify a size. Alright, so if you, alright, so you can change properties within it. Color for the text, do it king, so you can select it from the palette, or you can actually put in a specific value if you know the color value that you want to use. And you really do need to apply that to it. Now in formatting, you can specify it through here, which is probably a lot easier for most people. Come down, select the text font that they want, and text style, whether it's bold, text color, we'll go green, and size, medium, large. You can override any of those formatting styles, sizes. Now if you remember, we went and said it was a heading, which is one of the styles, so we kind of overrode it with the thing. So if you do something you don't like, just use your back arrow keys to make the change. Alright, and then you can restart again. So come up format, just let's change the color. We didn't apply it. Why didn't it? Alright. There we go. Now you can drag and drop sizes of the cells on the side. Alright, so cells may not be the best solution for what you're doing. You need to make up your choice as to how you're going to represent it, if you're going to use the cells format or just use it as one big Word document. So in here we can just type in our text, leave some lines, and space, final frontier. Alright. Go there today with Galaxy all agency, etc., etc. And then under that we might go, alright, I'll put the welcome picture in here, or this text, don't want it left justified, I want it center justified. I want to change it to bold. I want to change its color to green. Oh, that's not big enough. I want it bigger. Oh, that's better. What about that? I want to increase the size. There we go. Welcome. Alright, so you can add these things in as you see fit, and just hit save to save it, and to find out what it looks like in a browser, just refresh your browser. There it is. That's what it looks like. And remember, drag and drop, it'll move it around. Now, the image is a fixed size, so it's not going to resize as you scroll in and go out. So there's the differences on how things work, look and behave. Now, okay, that's a page. Now, these home, fleet, destination, tours may be other pages that you want to create, and you might want to, use this as a template. So to start off with, we may want to add more directories, like put in destinations, do we need to put directories in and then create the page? New tab. Again, remember, you do a save as to create the page. And then it asks you where you want to save. So as part of this, you could create the folder and then save that in destinations. And there's your destinations page. So can I, now that I've got that, that's the destinations HTML, can I copy from one to the other? Well, you can, but there they are. Now save that. Now, how do I get from one page to another? Because if I go into my browser, these are just images. They're not buttons for me to click and navigate. So how do I change them into a navigatable button? So if we click on the image and then right click on it, and we can create a link. Alright, so that's one way of getting into the link creation. The other one is using the link button from the menu across the top. Either way works. And this is the page where you're moving to. So you just click the pathing to where it is, and then press OK, and then save this out. Now when we go to the browser, alright, doesn't do anything. Do a refresh. Now we have, notice the change in our cursor as we run across two destinations. It's now a clickable button. Click on it. We're in the destinations page. How do we get back? We can't. Alright, so what we've got to do is go to our destinations page, rinse and repeat for the home button, create the link, point the link back up to the home page, save it, and now if we refresh our pages, click on destination, and we've got nothing, but now if we click on home, it'll take us back. So that's the very basic introduction into KompoZer and using software applications to create a web page. Now, if you're not 100% on HTML, the good thing about using these applications is you can switch across to the source code for the page and see how it's constructing the page. So there's the title of the page, it's home, the body, text, align center, images. So it just breaks it down, and you'll start to be able to learn the source code and what it does, when it does it, as you go through. So it's a good little way of finding things. Now, when you get more comfortable with things, you can actually come into the source code, edit things in the source code, save it, and then flip back across to here and see how it looks as an alternative. So what have we covered? We've covered creating a page, creating directory folder structure, how to use tables to assist in the layout. Now it says tables, originally you would have called this frames in the going back many years. One of the first application packages that I used for creating web pages and that many years ago used to call these frames. So it would just divide up the screen into work areas that you could add things into. Now so we've looked at text, putting in images, we've also looked at creating links to other pages, making links out of images. You can make links out of text, like welcome. You can just add a link on the text itself just by collecting links and things like that. So there is ways of doing it as well. In the next video we'll look at doing some other more advanced functions like setting up styles and things, but this will get you going in creating a page and linking pages together. So for each page, like here you've got the home, which is our main one. We would have to have one for fleet, destination, tours, and any other menu items you want to be able to add in here and click on and jump to a new page will have to be added as a new tab, and you save those tabs into the folders just like we did here. Now, I would recommend you doing all your links across your main menus first, and then using that main menu and copying that to the new tabs. That way your links are already in place. Okay, I think that will do us for our first introduction into KompoZer. And again, just saving. And so in the first assignment, you basically are given a set of parameters to make certain things sized. They might be in pixels, they might be certain text styles, colors, specific images, sizes, specific links to create, more pages to create, and just follow the instructions. You've been given the basic tool set now, so you just read the steps and instructions in the assignments. What I've covered in KompoZer in this little tutorial is enough to do the first 2 assignments within that unit. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you in class next time. Bye for now.